2020 has given us a plethora of crime stories, from Tiger King to decades-old cold cases being solved. Us true crime fans have had plenty to sink our teeth into. With forensic science becoming more and more advanced, who knows what cases we'll be able to see a resolution to in 2021. Number 5. On April 9, 1996, two fishermen discovered the body of a 40 to 65-year-old male in the Greenwood Bayou in Mobile County, Alabama. The man was inside of a sack that was floating in the water when the two fishermen opened the sack, and they discovered that the man had been bound, strangled, and had suffered blunt force trauma. Greenwood Bayou was a popular fishing spot and easily accessible via car, so whoever left him there knew that he would likely be discovered quickly. However, over 24 years have passed and the man's identity is still a mystery. In absence of a name, he was named the Mobile County John Doe, as the Mobile Police Department had worked to find out his true identity. No one has come forward to claim the John Doe, leaving investigators to believe that he's either from out of state or was killed by someone close to him. Users on Reddit have taken a different approach to the case, commenting that law enforcement may be involved in some way with the case. People have pointed out that the Mobile County John Doe is not mentioned in any newspapers or radio broadcasts, and the only information we have about him is through the Doe Network and other databases. It appears that robbery was not the motive, as he was found with many of his personal belongings. He had a Rolex-style watch on one of his wrists, a Case brand pocket knife, a black comb, two gray and yellow Cross brand pins, a metal necklace, and an eagle pendant. A ring with a clear stone, and a Torque Star head VIM VT470 wrench, which may have been used as a weapon. He was also found fully clothed, giving investigators more details to work with compared to other Doe cases in the area. Mobile County John Doe's clothing is the following. He was wearing a Hanes size 30 briefs, Rustler 29-inch waist 32-inch length blue denim trousers, a Carriage Street short-sleeved shirt. He also wore the shirt sleeves rolled and buttoned up above his elbow. Even with all of this information, the Mobile County Police Department are still no closer to finding out his identity. His details match no missing persons reports, and nobody in the local area has come forward claiming to know the man. The Mobile County John Doe has short brown hair and graying brown facial hair. He has an 8.5-inch scar on his lower back, and he has two surgical rods in his lower back, with the procedure likely being performed in the 1960s. If you have any information, you're urged to contact the Mobile Police Department. Number 4. Andrew and Mark Middle were in West Denbighshire, located in Wales, gathering firewood to prepare for a long evening ahead of them. As they searched around the area, they came across a human skull. Shocked at what they had discovered, they phoned 999 and reported their finding to the police. Police arrived at the scene and found the Middle brothers waiting for them, and they explained that they saw the skull sticking out among the moss. Police determined that the skull was that of a human male, and a wide-scale search was conducted that unearthed the rest of the man's skeleton. News of the Middle brothers' discovery was broadcast across news outlets throughout the UK. However, no one ever came forward with any viable leads. The John Doe didn't match any missing persons records, and police quickly found themselves at a dead end. The post-mortem examination revealed that the forest man had died from blunt force trauma and had likely been killed elsewhere before his body was left in the forest. His killer or killers were most likely local to the area, and it's believed that his remains had been there since 2004. The coroner also performed carbon dating and dental examinations, and these revealed that the forest man was likely born between 1950 and had a set of unique teeth. His dental work revealed that during his early years, he'd not looked after his teeth very well, causing him to lose his posterior molars. However, at some point in his life, he'd obtained the funds to undergo extensive dental work. The forest man had numerous crowns in his front teeth, which would have been expensive and were most likely fitted between 1980 and 2000. His dental records are available, and police believe that this is their most viable lead due to their unique nature, with the forensic odontologist commenting, saying as the dental work was highly distinctive and involved specialist work, it could allow a dentist to identify the victim. The Forest man was also suffering from arthritis at the time of his death and had multiple injuries to his back, including fused vertebrae. Again, these conditions would have been extensively documented through his medical records. The man is described as a white male over the age of 54 and 5'8" to 5'10". He was wearing a dark green jumper and red underwear. His dental records and DNA are available for comparison, and anyone with information is asked to contact the North Wales Police at 0300 330 0101. Number 3. Authorities discovered the body of a woman at Low Water Crossing off of Highway MM North in Dixon, Pulaski County, Missouri on May 25, 1981. The woman, who is described as white or possibly Hispanic or even Native American, remains unnamed to this day. The woman was aged 25 to 40 and has now become known as the Pulaski County Jane Doe, in absence of her real identity. Her autopsy revealed that she died 4 to 5 hours before she was discovered, and her cause of death was asphyxiation. Authorities believe that this had happened elsewhere and that she was left in the water crossing in the hopes that the water would sweep her away. There are no other distinguishing marks or features except for the fact that despite her young age, she wore dentures. She was found wearing a Tri-1 dark blue white pinstriped long-sleeve blouse, in-gear blue jeans, a blue bikini cut underwear, and a white bra that had the name either Jubal or Julie written inside. Due to her remains being unrecognizable, DNA, fingerprints, and dental records are all available. Sadly, these avenues have provided little leads for the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office to work with. The Pulaski County Jane Doe was recently exhumed, and isotope testing was performed on her in the hopes that we may be able to discover where she was born and more information about her ethnicity. The isotope testing revealed that she was born in the USA, but had not been in Missouri for more than a few years. She likely spent most of her life in Texas, Georgia, or Florida. The Pulaski County Jane Doe is described as a 25 to 40-year-old woman, possibly white, Hispanic, or Native American, with black hair and brown hazel eyes. She's 5'1" to 5'5" and weighs 130 pounds. The DNA Doe Project has asked people to upload their DNA profiles to ancestry websites in the hopes of generating leads. If you have any information, you're urged to contact the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office on 573-855-1069. Number 2. On May 31st, 1995, a woman walked into the Oslo Plaza Hotel at around 10:45 p.m. using the name Jennifer Fergate. She booked a hotel for 3 nights and claimed that she was a 21-year-old woman from Belgium. She wasn't alone, however. She was accompanied by a man who went only by the name of Louis Fergate. The pair were extremely mysterious and kept to themselves throughout the 3 days that they were there. The mystery only deepened when Jennifer was found on June 3rd, lying on her back with a gunshot wound to the forehead. Security guards had heard 2 shots ring out just moments earlier, and they rushed to the room where the Fergates were staying. However, they were too late. Louis Fergate was nowhere to be seen, and his hotel room key was left inside the room. All of his personal belongings were gone, and it appeared that he had no intention of coming back to the Oslo Plaza, leaving Jennifer to foot the bill. Police were quickly called to the scene and concluded that the gunshot wound was self-inflicted and the event had been well planned out. However, recent developments have made people doubt whether this was self-inflicted, as the gun was found upside down and no blood or gunshot residue was found on her. The gun was found to be a 9mm Browning pistol produced in Belgium between 1990 and 1991. However, the serial number had been scrubbed off using acid. There were no travel or identification documents found in Jennifer's luggage, leading those closest to the case to believe that Jennifer and Louis were part of the Secret Service or part of an international crime syndicate. All of the labels had been removed from her clothing apart from one. However, this did little to help investigators. Louis Fergate has never been tracked down, and authorities are still unsure of his true identity. Jennifer Fergate is described as a white female, aged 25 to 35, 5'2" and 147 pounds. She has short black hair and blue eyes. She also had expensive dental work that was done either in the US, Switzerland, Germany, or the Netherlands. DNA and fingerprints are also available. Number 1. 3 people driving Old Line Road in Vernon County, Wisconsin on May 4, 1984, discovered a woman lying on the side of the road. At first, the group thought she may have been injured, but upon closer inspection, they realized that she was deceased. Fresh tire tracks were noticed in the gravel, making it likely that her killer had driven from the US Highway 14 and onto the road. He attempted to dispose of her, but was likely interrupted by passing motorists. The tracks indicated that he had carried on down Old Line Road and into the distance. When interviewed, passing motorists remembered seeing a yellow 1982 Datsun parked on the side of the road, with a man moving around outside. Upon searching, police found a broken denture, blood, and a man's Seiko watch. Police quickly determined that the site where the man had pulled over was not the crime scene, and that Jane Doe had been attacked elsewhere. The Vernon County Jane Doe's official cause of death was listed as blunt force trauma, with her postmortem index being 24 to 48 hours prior to her discovery. She was found fully clothed, but her hands had been severed at the wrists to prevent authorities from making identification via fingerprints. All of her clothes appeared to be homemade. Her coat is described as a brown, tan, black, and turquoise plaid pattern with pink-purple lining, and the dress being described as blue and white with a large paisley pattern. There have been several rule-outs over the years, and the list of possible names is getting smaller and smaller. A breakthrough in the case was made in 2018 when a pollen test conducted on Jane Doe's clothing revealed that she was most likely from Arizona or New Mexico. Despite many appeals and tireless efforts, the Vernon County Jane Doe has remained without a name for 36 years. She's described as a white female, aged 50 to 65, with brown graying hair and blue eyes. She had a 4 3/4 inch scar on her stomach and has had dentures with the numbers 420 and 289 inscribed on them. DNA is also available for the Vernon County Jane Doe, and anyone with information is urged to contact the Vernon County Coroner's Office at 608-637-5284. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future uploads. But I've been Ty Knotts, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.